Hey, George, what are you doing there? I like your glasses. It looks like you're... Oh, I see. You're reading. You want to read a story, huh? Well, sounds like a good idea to me, George. Can I take a look? Let's see what we have here, my friend. Okay. Oh, sorry, George. Get over here. Hey, are you okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to pull the book from you. All right, buddy, let's check out this story. This is Curious George on a snowy day. This looks like a really, really good story. Let's take a look here, George. Snowy day. Ooh, look at all that snow right around the window there. George, you look surprised, huh? Let's begin, shall we? Here we go. George woke up to a wonderful surprise. It had snowed all night. Boy, oh boy. Sometimes it's fun in the winter, huh? To get a lot of snow. You can go out, go sleigh riding. Oh, look at George. He's out there. He's got his hat on. He's got all his boots and gloves and a scarf. He looks like he's dressed properly, right? And there's a lot of snow all over the place, even on the tree. George was curious about all that clean white snow. Maybe he could build something out of it. You go outside, George, said the man with the yellow hat. I'll make us some cocoa for later. This was going to be a perfect day. George went out to play. Uh-oh, he sank right into the fluffy powder. George, what happened? I guess you were walking in the snow and you didn't realize that you could actually sink into the snow. You look a little bewildered. Let's see what's going to happen here, George. Oh, look, here we are. Here's a man and has his skis on and his poles. And George, you look like you're happy to see him. Let's see what he has to say. Bill, George's friend and neighbor, came by. He did not have any trouble walking on the snow. Hey, George, Bill said, I have an extra pair of cross-country skis you can have. Oh, these are cross-country skis. You see that? So this way you can go, you're not necessarily going down a hill very fast or anything, but you're going sometimes just on level ground, right? And then you could use them almost as if you're walking, but a little bit faster. Then Bill showed George how to ski by making zigzags through the snow. Look at all those zigzags he's making. George could not wait to try it for himself. And he's teaching George how to make zigzags, how to cross-country ski. And George looks like he's very happy to learn about this. Oh, this is exciting. Now look what happens. Here's George. Oh, and his friend. Let's see what's going to happen now. They look a little perplexed. Let's see what they're looking at. Oh, they're looking down the hill. And let's find out what's happening. I think we're going to have to read about it. With skis, George could stay on top of the snow. That's a good thing. And he followed Bill uphill. Suddenly they heard a noise. Oink, 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 oink. Oh, that's why they look that way. They're like, what's that noise? And here's George looking down. Let's take a look. What do we see? He's pointing down here. He's there like, it's over here. It's coming from here. Bill said, I'm going to find out what that is. You wait here. Thanks, Bill. All right. George waited on the top of the hill in the cold. His house looks so small. See, there's his house. His house looks so small and warm. George wanted to get home for his cocoa. Was Bill coming back? Well, the house does look warm. You see the chimney? Oh my goodness, probably a nice warm fire in there. And George is a little cold. He can probably go for some cocoa right now. What's going to happen here with George? George! He looks like he's enjoying his skis. He's doing a little bit of cross-country skiing. He's getting the hang of it. Let's see what takes place. Hey, George! Bill shouted from the bottom of the hill. I couldn't find whatever made that sound, but I have to head home now. Keep the skis and have fun. Oh, look at that. So George did for a while. Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. George. It looks like poor George hit something. And look what's happening. He's flying off into the air. Not purposely. It looks by the expression on his face that it was an accident. Let's read further. When George was tired, he skied down the hill toward home until he hit a rock. Oh no, he hit a rock. That's what happened. He didn't see it. His skis flew off and George tumbled the rest of the way down. George, be careful. Uh-oh. Now let's see what happened to poor George. Here he is. Looks like he has some friends. He met some new friends, possibly. They look like very nice people. And here's George. He's stuck in the snow again. He's always getting into some kind of trouble, isn't he? Let's see what happens. George picked himself up at the bottom of the hill. What would he do now? He spotted two children pulling a sled. Thankfully, they were there. They were walking on the snow, but they did not have skis. How did they do it? It had to be those wide, flat shoes they wore. Oh, let's see, where are they? Oh, they almost kind of look like skis, don't they? And there's the other one. And that's right, George is pointing at him. Look what you're wearing. Oh, okay. It had to be those wide, flat shoes they wore. Vinny, I think he likes our snowshoes. Yeah, I would say so, the girl said. George nodded. Vicky and I live on the other side of the hill, said Vinny. If you come home with us, we'll lend you our snowshoes so you can get home too. Climb aboard the sled. Oh, they seem like very nice people. It's very generous of them. Let's see what's going to happen now. Oh boy, look at them. What nice people they are. And George looks super happy because he is now on the sled. That's a cool looking sled, huh? Let's see what took place. It was fun to sail down another hill, but now George was even farther from his house. And let's see, they're going to help him out. Now, it looks like George is now wearing the snowshoes. And, oh, the other person is on the sled. They look like very nice people. What are they doing? Let's find out. Here you go, monkey, Vicky said. She gave George her snowshoes and climbed on the sled. There she is, right on the sled. Bye, monkey. Good luck. That was very nice of her. And look at George. Right over here, George looks really happy. He's got his new snowshoes. That was nice sharing. And her friend's going to make sure that she's okay on the sled. Wow. That's a good friend. Now, here's George with his snowshoes, and you can see the prints, right? Getting the imprints in the snow. He looks like he's having fun. George began his long journey home. He was cold and tired, and climbing up the hill was hard work. Yeah, it looks like he's having a tough time. And now, look what he's doing now. He's dreaming, or daydreaming, of a nice hot cocoa. Oh my goodness. A nice cup of hot cocoa with a marshmallow. And he's drinking his hot cocoa with a straw. Of course, he's not doing it. He's just imagining himself doing that. Because it's cold outside. Don't we do that at winter time when it's cold out? I know I do. The thought of a nice steaming cup of cocoa kept him going. Oink! George looked up. There was that noise again. He decided to follow it. George, where's that noise coming from? Find out. Aha! There, he found it. Look at that. There's a sign. There's George, and he found where that noise is coming from, our friendly little pig. A cold, lost pig. What was he doing out here all by himself? And how could George rescue the poor pig? George remembered how Vicky and Vinny had rescued him. What George needed was a sled. It had to be flat and big enough for the pig to sit on. A fallen sign nearby. Oh, there it is. There's the fallen sign. It's not too far from George, is it? A fallen sign nearby looked like a good choice. And indeed it was, because what a ride! Look at George. He's having fun. I think the pig is a little afraid and scared, but it's working, isn't it? That's a really cool sled. Boy, that George, he's really creative. And here's George with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. And it looks like the man who owns this pig. Let's find out, huh? Okay. When George got home, he found his neighbor, Farmer Renskins. That's Farmer Renskins right there. Talking to the man with the yellow hat. There he is. Thank you for bringing my pig home, George. Look at George. He looks very proud of what he did, and he should be. Indeed. Thanks for bringing my pig home, George, the farmer said. He got out last night before it snowed. Good work, George, said the man with the yellow hat. He's very proud of him, and he should be. George did a good deed, and it was very nice of him. Good work, George, said the man with the yellow hat. There's some cocoa waiting for you inside. That was exactly what George had hoped to hear. Maybe that's why George is happy too. Not only did he do the right thing, but now he's going to get rewarded with some delicious hot cocoa. And maybe with some marshmallows in it too. And here he is. Look at George. He's in the house. He's on the couch in a very nice little room. It's got a light on. And there's his snowshoes right there. And look at George. He's relaxing. And I could see even on the top of his lip there, it looks like he already had some of that hot cocoa, huh? Aw. Skiing, snowshoeing, sledding, and now cocoa. It had been the perfect snowy day. Good job, George. I'm glad you made it home safe and sound, and now you can relax. Thanks, George, for doing a great job. And thanks for sharing your story with us. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. And until later, we will see you on our next video. Have a super duper day.